millions of kids struggle with learning, processing, and social emotional difficulties. These challenges interfere with their ability to reach their full potential. Dr. Karen Wilson is here to help. Her extensive background in pediatric neuropsychology and higher education have prepared her for this unique mission. Listen as she delivers content to inform, educate, and empower parents and educators. This will enable you to identify challenges that kids face and get them on the road to achieving their full potential. This is Diverse Thinking, Different Learning by ChildNEXUS.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Diverse Thinking, Different Learning podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Karen Wilson. It is January 2024, at least that's when I'm recording this. It is a brand new year, and I am so excited about all the things we have in store for you all in this coming year. Let me tell you where we'd like to begin, because that's really going to set the stage for all the conversations we are going to have this year. And I want to begin with a short episode just talking about the importance of celebrating neurodiversity and embracing differences. When we talk about neurodiversity, we're really referring to the natural variation in the human brain. And that encompasses a range of neurological differences and conditions such as ADHD, autism spectrum disorder, dyslexia, and many others. And neurodiversity really challenges the idea that neurodivergent conditions are deviations from a normal or typical brain function. And what we're doing is really shifting the paradigm and recognizing neurodivergence as a spectrum, but emphasizing the diversity of cognitive experiences. And when we think about neurodiversity and the spectrum of neurodivergence, we're really highlighting the strengths and unique abilities associated with different neurodivergent conditions. And this year and moving forward, we really want to emphasize the importance of recognizing neurodiversity, challenging stigmas, and really embracing the idea of differences. There are a lot of stigmas surrounding neurodivergent conditions, and that perpetuates misconceptions and really hinders acceptance. So we want to be sure to challenge stereotypes and help create an environment that supports neurodivergent children and helps them in reaching their full potential. We believe that in order to do that, we have to move from a deficit-based to a strength-based perspective. And that allows us to recognize and appreciate the talents, the gifts, the capabilities of neurodivergent individuals, and at the same time, understand that neurodiversity contributes to some challenges for many, but also to the richness of human experiences and promotes empathy and inclusion. So I'd like to spend some time just outlining and highlighting 5 quick tips for supporting neurodivergent youth. We are going to be discussing many of these things in the upcoming year, but I thought I'd kick things off by giving some support and some guidance to you all. One of the things that I think is very important in supporting neurodivergent youth is to cultivate a strength-based approach. That means identifying and nurturing the unique strengths and talents of neurodivergent individuals. And I've tested hundreds of kids and have seen many of these strengths. Strengths in their curiosity, their creativity, their athletic abilities, their social skills, their intellectual functioning, their insights. So we really want to focus on what they excel at rather than focusing on their weaknesses. The second tip is to promote inclusive education practices. It is really important that we advocate for and participate in inclusive educational practices that cater to diverse learning styles. This ensures that neurodivergent students receive the support that they need. Inclusive education models include differentiated instruction, personalized learning plans, and they cater to diverse learning profiles. Training educators to recognize and accommodate neurodivergent needs creates an inclusive and supportive learning environment that is really important to our learners. The third tip is to foster social inclusion. What does that mean? It means encouraging social interactions and inclusive activities that allow neurodivergent youth to connect with their peers. Because what that does is it fosters a sense of belonging. And we know that a sense of belonging is essential for the well-being of our young people. We can foster inclusion by building support networks, and that includes support networks for parents of neurodivergent children, providing a platform for sharing experiences, resources, and emotional support. And that can be an online or a local community. Those communities can be valuable resources for parents who are navigating the journey of raising neurodivergent children. In that vein, we also want to foster positive environments. Again, parents, educators, and peers play crucial roles in fostering a positive and accepting atmosphere for neurodivergent children. So by promoting open communication, educating others about neurodiversity, that helps create the supportive communities that we need to foster social inclusion. The fourth tip is to provide resources and training for parents, for educators, for caregivers. It's really important that everyone is equipped with the resources and the training to better understand and support neurodivergent children effectively. Number 5, we want to challenge stereotypes and stigmas. That means actively challenging them and supporting neurodivergent profiles, promoting a more understanding and accepting society. And part of the way that we deal with stereotypes and stigmas is to provide valuable information that is rooted in science, that we have a better understanding of different learning profiles, what that means, what the strengths of those individuals are, as well as the struggles that they face. So we want to celebrate neurodiversity in childhood and beyond. We want to embrace differences. We also need to advocate for inclusive policies in schools and communities to ensure that neurodivergent individuals have equal access to opportunities. At ChildNEXUS, we are committed to empowering parents and educators to be effective advocates. And that means staying informed about relevant policies, information, research, and engaging with decision makers. I, for one, am excited about all the program we have planned for this year, and I hope that you will join me for important discussions that will focus on, again, celebrating neurodiversity, understanding neurodiversity, and embracing differences. Thank you so much for being part of the ChildNEXUS community. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast, share it, and connect with our community by joining our email list. I'm excited about all of the events that we have planned and all of the great people that I'm bringing on the podcast in the upcoming months. Thanks again for listening, and I'll see you next time.
Thanks for listening to Diverse Thinking, Different Learning by ChildNEXUS. For more resources, visit us online at childnexus.com.